All right, I've got a project today, a self-imposed project, but kind of a surprise for my husband Danny. He's at work today and he won't be out in the garden at lunchtime like he normally is, kind of see what I'm up to. I've got one of our raised beds over here behind me and I'm going to try to fill it up by myself. We have already filled one of these raised beds up. It's in our last video. I'll link it down below if you want to watch it. So I want to do this without him and just kind of show him that I can, although that may backfire on me because we've got like 20 more raised beds to do, so I might be putting more work on myself than I need to, but I think it'll be a cool surprise. And I figured I'd turn on the camera and have you guys come along with me because I need some motivation and accountability, and I'm curious to see if I can do it, and I'm curious to see that if I can do it, how long it'll take me. Let me show you what we've got so far in this bed. That hardly anything. We got like 6 logs in there. I don't even know if you call it as logs. So I'm going to take our side-by-side up and down the driveway. It's lined with woods and there's lots of deadfall there, and I'm just going to go and grab what I can, add that to this, and then just keep working that until I'm done, hopefully today. So let's go see what we can find. Alright, so this is where I think I'm going to start. As you can see, there's lots of stuff that's fallen that should be fairly easy for me to grab. I think that'll work. Something I'm realizing is that since Danny's not here, I'm probably not going to be able to grab some of the bigger stuff on my own, so it might make this take a little bit longer for me, but there's still enough to make this work. Alright, gloves first. Oh, this wood is just so soft, which is great. Alright, I think I'm gonna go drop these off in the bed and check out some other places. So I could definitely throw more in here at a time, but I'm going slow about it because if I throw too much into this at once, it'll hit the metal and dent it, and you can see it from the outside. So trying to avoid that. I'm just moving slow instead of throwing everything in at once like I want to. Alright, that wasn't enough. Surprise, surprise. So last time it took us like 2 trips of a pretty well packed side by side to get this to the level we wanted. That was like 1 trip worth, so I'm gonna go check out another part of the woods and see what else I can find. Alright, so I'm just over on the other side of the garden. You can see where that truck is right there. That's where I was working. And then back here, they've done some clearing in years past, and there's lots of stuff, all that white there. Hopefully I can grab some of that. So let's see what I can do. I'll take you back in here with me. I'm not a big fan of going back in here alone without Danny. But I'm determined. Oh wow, this stuff just falls apart. I don't know if you can even see that on the camera. Guess that's what we want, right? Lots of little prickly bushes in here. It's a good workout though. It's a good workout. So I want all these to be about 8 feet or less. And honestly, it works out that these things are so rotted because I don't need to cut them. I can just step on them and they break for me. Y'all let me know if you see any bears behind me. 2 years ago, Danny was working out in the garden right there. We saw a bear come out of these woods. So, I'm not freaked out or anything. Things touchy. I don't know what that is. Oh, Lord. There's a bunch of this over here. That was pretty cool. I'm sure one of you out there knows what the name of this is, but it's pretty neat. Is it some kind of moss? It's all through these woods. Oh no. Got it. I'm pretty happy with that. I think that is plenty. If you look at it, it's actually probably about halfway full right now, and I know I said a third for the different materials we're using, but I intentionally overfill it because as I put other things down, it's going to compact and break down more. So that works for me. Next layer is garden clean out. So I've got old okra over there. I've got stuff I've cleaned up from my flower beds. I'm going to throw on top of this, and then after that is compost. So garden clean out next. All right, here we go. This will do it. All right, I think I'm all done with that. The next step is to fill it with compost. So all of the compost is in the bed of this truck that we backed up next to this bed so that we could fill it up over the weekend. I think I've earned a little bit of a break, so I'm gonna go do that and get the key to this truck, and then I'm gonna scoot it up and fill this guy up. So I'll see you in just a minute. All right, I'm back. It is time to fill this with compost. I did kind of do a couple steps before turning the camera back on. I ended up adding some of this more garden clean out. I wanted something a little bit finer to go as my top layer before the compost, just so less of it falls through. And because I had the truck already right here, I went ahead and added a bit more compost to this bed. So I'm just gonna pull the truck forward and fill this guy up. All right, I consider that a job completed there. Sorry, my hands are a little shaky. So I cleared out the bed of the truck. No more compost left in there. And I did end up a little bit lower than I wanted to. As you can see there compared to this bed. But that's all right. I did it! Yay! I really didn't feel like coming out here and finishing this, but I'm glad you guys stuck it out with me, and I stuck it out, and we completed filling up this raised bed. So that'll be a really nice surprise, and I'm glad to have a second one done. It won't be long before we start planting strawberries and asparagus and all the other good stuff in these beds. So thank you guys again for coming along, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.